What I had planned today for this episode, I completely threw out because of something that I found when I was searching for yet another office supply that I felt I needed this morning for working on this upcoming launch that I have going on. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. And then I was like, you know what? I feel like this needs to be read. I feel like they need to hear this as much as I did. And then I looked at my phone really quick and it was 11:11. And I went, and there you go. The universe has spoken, God has spoken, and so it is. So we trust that you are hearing this from the divine. Perhaps the divine is using me as a vessel and is speaking through me so that you can take in this message today. When you're at these other levels, we take things one step at a time, okay? Simple sells, complexity repels. Part of the problem is you spin off into some whole nother planet and future trip about stuff, and then that keeps you from reaching that next goal of even 10,000 a month because you're like, well, I want the 100,000 a month like this person or the $50,000 a month like this person. Well, hold up, sis. Hold up, sir. Let's get you to 10 consistently first, okay? Then we'll get to 20. Then we'll get to 35, okay? Like Coach Tiff knows what's going on over here. What up, my people, my posse, my fellow crazies? It's your host, Tiffany Carter, and this is the show that is going to help you grow your business, your bank account, that big, beautiful brain of yours, your abundance, your relationships, and everything in between. Well, I am highly in the feels and highly emotional, which also makes me not want to do this episode and makes me want to run and hide. But I know from doing this show for what, 6 years now, that these are also the episodes that are the most needed, the most profound, and that have the most resonance to them because it's stripped down, it's raw, it's as real as it gets. And I don't have any energy to even find the right words. I have to trust that whatever's coming out of my mouth is what's supposed to come out of my mouth, and you're supposed to hear it. And I do trust that today because this is undeniable. And let me know when you're listening to the episode. You can DM me at Project Me with Tiffany on Instagram. You can also DM me on TikTok, but that inbox gets a little crazy over there. So Instagram's better to do that. You can reply to any of our emails. I would love a review on Apple Podcasts, a written review. It takes you 30 seconds. If you don't know how to do it, ask ChatGPT. It'll tell you. It's very simple. It's just not necessarily obvious. You can do it right from your phone. If you're a Spotify listener, please tap the 5 stars, leave a comment, and go subscribe on YouTube at Project Me TV. And you can comment back to the episode as it goes on. And we see your comments. I see them. I can't necessarily reply to all of them, but I do see all your comments and they're really appreciated, especially when you're doing something very vulnerable. And tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think I am. But aren't you sick of all of the fakeness that you're seeing out there? The performative, the I don't work, yet I make millions of dollars, and I have the perfect Instagram partner, and this is so easy, and that is so easy. And very few people are being, I guess you could say, genuine. I don't even want to use the word authentic because I'm not saying it's not authentic to show some of the beautiful highlight points of your life. You know, I do it as well. I mean, obviously, if you've been following along in my Instagram stories, which that's where you see all the behind the scenes, by the way. Okay. So you want to be watching those Instagram stories. I show some stuff on TikTok stories, but a majority is on Instagram stories and in my Secret Posse Weekly Digest, which is my free email community. We are over 35,000 people strong on that, which is incredible. So our open rate is over 57%, which is unheard of and insane. And the reason is because these are not written by a chatbot. These are not written by AI. These are written by me. That doesn't mean I don't have someone on my team format them and make them look pretty and put them in the system because I don't even know how to do that. But I delight in connecting with you. I delight in being able to be the voice for people who are not yet at a spot where they feel they can be this vulnerable and this transparent and this raw because they feel like they're going to pay a price for it. They feel no one will buy from them. They feel people will lose respect for them, that they'll lose clients, that it won't be favorable in their community, in their friend group, with their family. Maybe they have a jobby job that they're like, oh, I don't want them to know this about me, or even employees. And I've done enough work and gone through enough shit in life. I can tell you what, the people who I end up hiring and paying a lot of money to happily. That doesn't mean I'm not a little scared and nervous at times, because it is scary to pull back the arrow to spring ahead. It is scary to spend more money than you have coming in, but that's also part of business. That's also part of growth. I mean, think of all of the time and effort you even have to put in if you want to get healthy or change a habit or feel a certain way in your body. You've got to do a lot of repetition of stuff that feels tedious and hard and annoying. And then you see the payoff. And it sucks when the payoff isn't coming when you want it to come, which most of us want it instantaneously. Most of us want it in our time frame instead of us trusting that the payoff is coming. It's inevitable, but we don't get to be in control of that. That's where faith comes in. And then it's also where your fear comes in. And it might even be in there right now telling you, well, this isn't happening for me. And look, it's happening for this person. That's where I was getting at the whole thing of all the stuff that you see online or in, when you meet people in person or you go to an event. It's like for every one person that is so refreshing and real, that's really motivated you and inspired you, and you felt like, it's someone like you actually feel safe with, there's thousands of people who make you feel like less than, that you aren't doing enough, that you're behind. And I just want to remind you that everyone has this. It doesn't matter what level you're at. I can feel that way too, which is why I have to be very, very careful about how much I consume, especially if I'm going through like a sensitive identity transformation period. And if you have not done my Walk into Wealth series, my 7-part series, plus my guided wealth journal, this is your last shot to get it. This week is your last chance to get it for free. And then we're pulling it off the podcast, and it will only be available as a paid offer when we go to put it out as a paid offer. It's not instantaneously happening. So if I were you, I would make sure you do that and grab it, because you're not going to be able to be a match for your manifestations, a match for your goals, a match for the lifestyle you want, for the money you want, for the energy you want, for the inner peace that you want, for the nervous system that you want under an old identity. In fact, it's only going to become more painful, but during that transformation and that transition, it can feel wonky. It's kind of like when there is a big update to your laptop or to an app, there's always going to be bugs in it. When you go to buy a new car, there are always going to be bugs in the operating system of a new car. Like you're getting them fresh off the line, like the 2025 cars, the 2026 cars. It's just part of it. They know that when they release it, there's going to be bugs. And the only way to really find out the bugs is by enough people using it. And then they correct them as they go. It's the same thing when we are transitioning in our identity. There's holes that need to be filled. It's going to feel uncomfortable. You're wearing, so to speak, a new suit. It'd be like if you were so used to wearing athletic clothes all the time, and then you decided to like give yourself some kind of a different glow up and identity. And so you started wearing different types of outfits, even though you're like, I love how I look and this feels good. It's going to feel uncomfortable because you're just not used to wearing that type of a fit. It's going to feel weird. Me with my glow up that I've been going through since last July, so it's been basically a year now. I've been doing a lot of work with my therapist and a lot of work in my own support groups. It was not expected because it's not like I had a ton of weight to lose, but I had a lot of like inflammation and body composition stuff. And so far I've lost 20. I probably have like 10 more to go. It runs so much deeper than that. And when the time is right, and if you guys are interested, I'm going to be doing a deeper episode on it. But shedding that weight and that inflammation that was there for so long, quote unquote, protecting me in a lot of ways, keeping me, and I keep saying quote unquote because safe, because it's really not safe, We can think we're safe by hiding. We can think we're safe by not investing in our business. We can think we're safe by not fully saying what we want to say online. We can think we're safe by not starting the podcast, not posting the video, not really launching the thing and holding off on stuff, not really putting ourselves out there, but we're actually punishing ourselves. We are preventing ourselves from letting our light be seen. And it's very, very sneaky and tricky how our brains and bodies do it. And one way that it does it is by keeping weight on, or is by even keeping your energy level like low and lethargic, because how could you possibly have the energy and the mental bandwidth to do this bigger thing and shine when you feel so weighted down energetically? And don't deny that. It's a real thing. And I have been navigating the territory of feeling extra vulnerable, extra sensitive. And I am a highly sensitive person and an empath to begin with. And I feel really raw and I want to hide. Quite frankly, I don't even want to be recording this right now. I'm looking at myself, which is also one of the weird things about, the nature of having a personal brand, having an online business. Even if I had a brick and mortar business, you have to do actual like videos and show your face for people to connect with you to make a lot of money. This whole thing that you're seeing, like I saw this whole trend on like the faceless accounts. It's like they're just going after people who are not wanting to shine. You don't have to be on video and show stuff, but like you just have to also be in the reality of, let's say you wanted to just do a Substack or write books. There's nothing wrong with that. But who's going to connect with you as an author and connect with your work and your energy and be compelled to buy and read and subscribe to your stuff? Someone who's met you, whether it's virtually or in person, or someone who your name doesn't even ring a bell, but maybe you were recommended by somebody. You have to think of the potency of that. So those of you who are resisting fully showing up, you're also resisting receiving what comes with that. And fully showing up also involves you getting the help that you need in your business, the clear, straightforward guidance that you need in order for you to get there, in order for you to have that support. And if you've been resisting getting that support, I don't want to spend the money right now. I don't know if this is the right time. I have so much going out. Maybe I should figure it out myself. I don't even know if I have it in me. It seems like so much. That's when you need to, because now you're stuck in Squirrel Town. I know because I've done it many times, and you just have to ask yourself, what is it costing me to stay in Squirrel Town? How much time am I wasting? We're coming up on the biggest money-making season of the year for online and in-person businesses, basically September through January. And do you want to really go into that season not having things stacked in your favor so that you can sell out, so that you can have tons of sales, so you can help tons of people, so that you can stack an influx of cash, so you can reinvest things back into your business and back into yourself and your family to make your life even better? Or do you want to just go and wing it? And you can wing it. I'm sure you've winged it before. I've done that because I thought that that's what you're supposed to do. If I was really good at my job, I should just be able to like wing it, especially because I'm a digital strategist. I'm a sales expert. So I should know what I'm doing. I shouldn't need help. It's like, so would you say that to a doctor? Well, you shouldn't have to go to a doctor. You're a doctor. It's like, well, I coach a lot of doctors. I've worked with a lot of doctors, my other company, tons of physician clients. And last time I checked, it's literally impossible for a doctor to specialize in every specialty. So that would be absurd. And I would not want to go to a doctor who didn't go to doctors. In fact, in the United States, as a therapist, you have to have a therapist. You have to have a supervising therapist. Like, you have to have someone to talk to. Like, there's a reason for that. And I want to remind you of that, because you resisting to getting the high quality support you need, you are attracting people who are also then in resistance of getting that quality support from you in whatever area. Let's say you're someone who's more on the e-commerce side. You sell jewelry, for example, or maybe you do something in like the beauty world, okay? You resisting doing those other services and other things for yourself that make you feel good, now you're attracting an audience of people who don't prioritize spending money and doing things that make them feel good. So we all have to check ourselves first. And I don't know about you, but 2025 has rung my motherfucking bell. And my guess is it's rung your bell in some way too. And I truly believe that the shift is happening. I think we've all been in it. And I don't know anyone who's not been in it. Maybe there are some people, but I don't know anybody. Just not that many people are willing to speak about it publicly like I am. But I do feel that the shift is coming. I feel it in my body. I feel it in my bones. I feel that there was a level of growth that we all needed collectively for the greater consciousness of the world and to make a greater impact on our world that is suffering, that is bleeding, that is in need of those who are awake, not the sheep, right? Not the people who are victimy. And I know that's not who you are listening to the show, like the people who've been through some shit, my survivors. You know, you've been beaten down by life. Those are the strongest motherfucking people. My empaths, my intuitives. We are being called. We are in need and we have to rise to another level. And that's why we're experiencing the squeeze and the uncomfortableness and even the stillness, even the stagnancy of it. And it is damn uncomfortable. This is, going to be out there on the interweb, so I can't take it back. And I certainly, as a Virgo, want credit for being right because we Virgos love being right. We're like, yeah, I know, I told you. I don't think my gut has ever been wrong when I've really listened to it and I wasn't gaslighting myself. The shift is happening where something remarkable is about to happen in this season as long as we keep our foot on the gas, as long as we keep showing up, as long as we take contrary action. And I'm saying this to myself as much as I'm saying it to you, where we continue to do the uncomfortable when it seems smarter, it even seems responsible, it even feels safer to hide, to conserve, to not take the risk. Those of you who trust, those of you who turn it over and have faith and really go, no, I know I'm being called for something greater and something bigger. And I'm trusting that this is the time. And that's why all this is happening. And you continue to step forward anyway. We are going to experience an abundant surge like none other. And this is not like Delulu. I had to convince myself of this. This is a grounded knowing. With that being said, I want to make sure that you know of the different ways that you can get support with me right now. One of the ways is not going to be available very much at all for the rest of the year. This might be the only time. And that is to work with me privately in my exclusive 2-month private business coaching program. This is where everything is completely customized, where we create offers, repackage your offers, and it's done in a way, no manipulation, but it's done using my emotional based sales techniques where your offers connect on such a deep emotional level that give your ideal client, give your buyer the feeling of, I want to have this now. I need this now. I'm excited to do this now versus them coming up with excuses. The next thing we do is we make sure we apply my offer stacking system so that everyone who buys from you is a repeat buyer. One and done buyers is exhausting. You want people continuously buying all the different things you put out. That's why the average spend per client that we have is close to $2,000 from everyone who buys from me as they come into my Project Me Posse business coaching membership. Maybe from there, they've done Selling with Soul. Maybe from there, they've done my Make More Work Less program. Maybe from there, they work with me privately, or they've gone to a mastermind event, and so on and so on. And so that is designed strategically for that, for people to get more and more help from you. And obviously, they wouldn't keep buying if they weren't getting great results. And then we create a profitable content plan. So you are learning a skill when you work with me privately that I am customizing to you because it's not a one size fits all. When we do my group coaching programs, which are remarkable, and you will without a doubt get results, but that's like a group fitness class versus having a private trainer. You are going to get results faster and deeper when you invest in working with someone privately because it is customized around your injuries, around your body type, etc. So use that analogy when it comes to my coaching. Now, I coach both people starting from scratch at zero to people who already have seven-figure businesses. If you're starting from scratch, it's designed to get you from $25,000 to $27,000 a month consistently. And then if you're already starting like you're making already around that, it's designed to get you into the high six figures, seven figures. And then if you're already a seven-figure business owner, then we have an elevated strategy because you already have a team on hand where we can then have them do things like you have different funnels, we start implementing ads, and there's other strategies that you don't need to worry about that when you're at these other levels. We take things one step at a time. Okay. Simple sells, complexity repels. Part of the problem is you spin off into some whole nother planet and future trip about stuff. And then that keeps you from reaching that next goal of even 10,000 a month because you're like, well, I want the 100,000 a month like this person or the $50,000 a month like this person. Well, hold up, sis. Hold up, sir. Let's get you to 10 consistently first, okay? Then we'll get to 20, then we'll get to 35, okay? Like Coach Tiff knows what's going on over here. It is by application only. You can swipe up and get the application in the show notes. I only take 4 private clients at a time. Please only apply if you're absolutely serious about working with me at this level and that you're like, no, enough's enough already. I'm tired of kicking the can down the road. I'm tired of spinning my wheels. I know that I need to do this thing and take my business seriously if I want to make serious cash. And I feel comfortable and safe with you, Tiffany. Like I know that I I take in your teachings, like they resonate with me, and I feel safe with you. Because if you don't feel safe with me, and you don't feel like, okay, like she's got me, like she understands my unique brain, it won't work anyway. All right. And you can also DM me for the link, but it is in the show notes. It's not in my link in bio. So don't be looking over there. Okay. Like this is an exclusive offer. And then the other way to work with me is our summer new membership enrollment for the posse. You can do that right now. You have the annual option, which you get 2 months for free. My very well-known Nail Your Niche Masterclass that includes the Instagram bio optimizer in there and some other things. My content creation made easy planner course, all of that. Or if you are a commitment phobe, you can do the month-to-month option, which is $3.33 a day. So all of that information is on the page at projectmewithtiffany.com/Project Me Posse. And that is also in the show notes. Make More Work Less is on a summer sale right now for 55% off. That is more heavily in the healing your money wounds, manifesting your next level, money manifestation area. Okay. So that's a complement to my other programs. And you can access that as well in the show notes. But I wanted to make sure you knew where to take action because there's no way after I read this to you, what I found that you will not be moved to go, you know what? I need to get out of my own way. We only get one life. And as much as it's scary to believe that I'm meant to do amazing things in this world, and I'm already doing great things, but I'm meant to even take this to a bigger level. Like I am designed for abundance. I can help people and make a lot of money doing it. And I know that I can do this. And I needed this message today. And this is going to hit so hard that you're going to want to take an action. And you're also going to need to take an action because you're going to want to get out of your own way. And I wanted to make sure you knew what those options were before I start absolutely bawling. And even right now, I want to stop and erase this entire episode because I'm like, oh, now I'm too emotional. Now I'm going to be a downer for everybody. And they're going to be like, oh my God, I know Tiff's unwell in the mind, but like she's really a mess. Well, anyway, let me just read it. This is dated March 15th, 1999. Dear Tiffany, I ran across this message today. I wanted to share it with you because I love you so much, Papa. I was taught to call my dad Papa because my dad had me when I was 50 or when he was 50. And he looked like my grandfather. We're being real. And it was very embarrassing for me as a kid. I wish I wasn't embarrassed as a kid, but I was. Of course, I'd do anything to have him alive right now. But he wanted to remind me that he was here, and it was so unexpected. And those of you who've gone through grief, I know you've had probably things like this happen where the person you love and you miss like appeared right when you needed it. And I just trusted that you needed to hear this from someone who, one, my dad was an entrepreneur who literally is a type C personality. Okay, type C for chill. Like that's where I got it from. And this was someone who did not grind away, was not someone who worked 12 hours a day. He loved what he did. He loved his customer. This was an introverted personality. For sure, looking back, my dad was autistic, like without a doubt. I mean, man of very few words, but found his path, even though at the time that he was a business owner and in the field of importing, exporting. I mean, he's really all forms of entrepreneurship or sales, which is why I teach you guys how to sell, because if you don't, you're not going to make great money. But my dad found a way that worked for him and found his people and his longtime clients that he had for decades because they appreciated and resonated with his personality type, not some like person who is gregarious, charismatic, and like constantly, selling and shiny and all these things. And so I think it's important for you to have context knowing who this person was. And this was the non-toxic parent. It seems like the non-toxic people seem to die and the toxic ones seem to live for a long time, at least in my experience. Anyway, here we go. Do not underestimate your worth by comparing yourself with others. It is because we are different that each of us is special. Do not set your goals by what other people deem important. Only you know what's best for you. Do not take for granted the things closest to your heart. Cling to them as you would your life, for without them, life is meaningless. Do not let your life slip through your fingers by living in the past, nor for the future. By living your life one day at a time, you live all the days of your life. Do not give up when you still have something to give. Nothing is really over until the moment you stop trying. It is a fragile thread that binds us to each other. Do not be afraid to encounter risks. It is by taking chances that we learn how to be brave. Do not shut love out of your life by saying it is impossible to find. Hold on a second. Okay. The quickest way to receive love is to give love. The fastest way to lose love is to hold it too tightly. Do not dismiss your dreams. To be without dreams is to be without hope. To be without hope is to be without purpose. Do not run through life so fast that you forget not only where you've been, but also where you're going. Life is not a race, but a journey to be savored each step of the way. Let me know how that landed with you. That was found not by accident. I genuinely believe that we were all supposed to take that in today. And this is coming from a man who, had been through some shit in life and has had successes and died at 76 years old within 6 weeks of diagnosis of pancreatic cancer. So it's coming with great wisdom. And that's why I wanted to give you the context of who this came from, because there was no agenda in him sending this to me other than pure life wisdom of someone who has had great successes and great losses and wanted his young, daughter at the time. Well, I'd like to think I'm still young, but wanted his young daughter, his only child. It was important enough for him to have me see this, that this was like a snail mailed situation. And obviously it resonated with me so much that I kept it in a Ziploc bag in a safe spot in the bottom of a drawer, which is where I found it this morning and brought it to you. Don't wait any longer on what you're being called to do. Don't waste any more of your time and energy doubting and second guessing if you're supposed to do it. If you have the dream on your heart and you have the vision, it's because it's your destiny. It's because it's something you're supposed to do. Otherwise, you wouldn't have it there. There's billions of other visions and dreams that you could have. And you were given that one. That was implanted because you're supposed to do something with it. And you're not supposed to half-ass and toe dip around it. You're supposed to do it fully and live it full out, because we don't know how long we get here. And don't you want the impact that you have on the people while you're here and the years after you're gone to be so grand and so potent? I know I do. And I truly think that's the best legacy you can leave, even beyond money. Yes, we want generational wealth, and yes, we want to help those we love and help charities. But some of the most profound impacts that people have had on me were paying forward wisdom or skills that I learned from them, like my dear mentor, Dr. Alex Kadavi. He taught me skills, and those skills can't be unlearned. And I'm forever grateful. And those continue to pay forward, not just in money, but pay forward in helping all of you. Because a lot of what he's taught me is in a lot of my teachings. And I know all of you have that to pass forward, and you get to monetize it. And that doesn't mean it's wrong. That doesn't mean it's greedy. It's abundance. This is part of it. You're supposed to do that. This is how it all goes around. People delight in paying me. People want to delight in paying you. I delight in paying the people I pay. Maybe not the government, but I delight in paying the people who help me, who make me feel good, who make me pretty, who help keep my brain in order, who help me feel grounded, who help me connect to my higher self, who help me build my business, who help entertain me. And I know you do too. So why would you prevent yourself from receiving that at maximum capacity by holding yourself back? Well, you're just not going to anymore. Wishing you great health, wealth, and worth as always. Love you. All the options that I gave you to take an action for yourself and setting yourself up to have the most impactful and abundant year and to get out of your own damn way and to really set things up so you can have it simplified so it's straightforward and it doesn't feel like such a weight on you. All of that is in the show notes by swiping up or in the description here on YouTube on Project Me TV. And you can just grab it. You can go. You can do nothing. That's up to you. I would just say, like, lean in. Whichever way you're leaning, I would trust that because it's hard to lean all the way in when we have a lot of resistance and money noise and all sorts of stuff in our mind. But take a contrary action and lean in a little further with what you already have on your heart and what you need to do, you know, because sometimes we need that extra push. And I hope that I am here to do that for you and with you with love, just as there have been many people who've done that for my scaredy cat ass. All right, bye.